All right, let's dive into something kind of controversial, actually. We're going to talk about the hidden power of keeping your goals completely to yourself. Okay, get a load of this quote. The moment you announce your dream, you've already made it harder to achieve. Whoa. I mean, that flies in the face of pretty much everything we've ever been taught about setting goals, right? It's a really bold claim, but you know what? There's some serious psychology behind it. And I can practically hear you thinking, but wait a minute, isn't sharing our goals a good thing? You know, for accountability, for building a support system? And yeah, for years, that's been the conventional wisdom. But what if that very act of sharing is actually sabotaging our success before we even get started?
So this conflict creates what you could call the dreamer's dilemma. On one side, you've got all the common advice telling you to be loud and proud about your goals. But on the other, there's this hidden reality, a strategy that a ton of high achievers use that's the complete opposite.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty. What exactly is this psychological trap? How can something that seems so harmless, like talking about a goal, actually work against the part of our brain that's supposed to be helping us?
Well, it all comes down to this fascinating concept called premature completion. When you announce your goal and people are like, wow, that's amazing, your brain gets this awesome hit of social validation. And it feels so good that it can actually trick you into feeling like you've already accomplished something before you've even done any of the real work.
In this process, it's a total motivation drain. Here's how it goes. First, you announce your big goal. Then you get that social praise, the likes, the encouragement. This triggers a release of dopamine. That's the same feel-good chemical you get when you actually achieve something. Your brain registers a win, and suddenly your motivation to do the hard stuff can just plummet. You've gotten the reward without any of the effort.
So what's the alternative? This is what some people call the winner's secret. It's a strategy that's built on intense focus and discipline, and it's known as quiet execution.
This quote just nails it. When it says scariest, it doesn't mean something to be afraid of. It means it's formidable, it's powerful, and it's deeply, deeply impressive. It's the discipline to work relentlessly when no one is watching, when there's no praise, and the only fuel you've got is your own internal drive.
This comparison makes the difference crystal clear. On one side, you've got loud intention. It's fueled by what other people think. The focus is all on the announcement and the idea of the goal. And the satisfaction, it's immediate, sure, but it's shallow and it fades fast. On the other side, you have quiet execution. That's fueled from within. The focus is on the daily grind, the process itself. And the satisfaction, well, that's the real deal. It's deep, and it's earned only when the work is actually done.
So how can you actually harness this power for yourself? It really is all about shifting your mindset away from talking about what you're going to do and toward letting your finished work speak for itself. The core principle is super simple but incredibly powerful. Show, don't tell. Instead of telling everyone you're writing a book, just write the book. Instead of announcing you're going to run a marathon, train for it, run it, and then maybe post the picture from the finish line. The action becomes the statement.
And the benefits of this approach are just immense. First, it builds an intense, unwavering discipline. When you aren't getting that external validation, you have to learn how to generate your own motivation. That creates this powerful internal engine that praise could never replicate. It also protects your vision. A new idea is fragile, right? Sharing it too early exposes it to other people's opinions and doubts, which can kill your momentum before it even starts. Silence acts like an incubator. It also forces your focus onto the process, not the praise. You learn to love the work for the sake of the work, and that's the mark of a true master. And finally, your achievement becomes the ultimate statement. There's nothing more powerful than letting the finished product make all the noise for you. So what's the number one priority in all of this? It's that your primary obsession has to be the work itself, not the performance of talking about the work.
And that leaves us with a final question for you to really think about. Forget the announcement, forget the validation. Think about that big goal you have right now. What great thing will you commit to building? Quietly, with focus, and just let the results make all the noise.